Hey guys, so I wanted to do part 1 of the Mercury in the houses. This is going to be the second installment of, well, it's going to be different, planets of the series, stuff like that. So this one is going to be Mercury in the houses. And we're going to do it like we did with the moon in the signs or moon in the signs, sorry. I'm like totally confused right now. Yeah, so basically what it says is we're going to do like we did with the last one. We're going to do Aries, Taurus, and Gemini for the first part, and then so on and so forth. So let's get started. So the first one, of course, is going to be Aries. And if you guys don't know what Mercury represents, it represents transmitting information, and it governs the ability to communicate, explain, and understand, and informs you how to listen, read, write, and talk. So basically, it's all about communication. So this is basically how you're going to communicate depending on what sign is in your Mercury. What sign is in Mercury for you. So we're going to start with Aries. So Aries, they think on the fly, always have a light bulb moment. So they're always like, oh, like they always have like that light bulb that goes off. They have a lot of those moments. They speak without thinking, so they just say whatever comes to their mind and just out their mouth. They have no filter. They prefer small and quick ideas. They live in the moment. They don't really think much back on the past. They kind of just like live day by day. That's just kind of how they are. They're independent. Basically, more specifically, they're independent thinkers, and they're fearless about expressing unpopular opinions. So like, I feel like they're like the best to debate with things that most people don't want to talk about, because I love having those kind of conversations. And they like to be the first, so they like to be kind of like, I wouldn't say like necessarily like the center of attention, but they just like to be first. Like they like to be in first place, if that makes sense. Like they're very competitive. So yeah, they always just want to be first. They enjoy trends, anything new. They thrive on challenges, and they tend to the challenges, it's because of their competitive nature, so they love any type of challenge. They tend to interrupt conversations. They can be egotistical or brag a lot. They love to prove others wrong. That's like one of their big things. They like, if someone says something about them, they're like, nah, and they try to prove. They always seem to prove others wrong. And last thing is they love adventure. So they love travel, adventure, anything where they can socialize and talk to people and have fun. And the next one is Taurus, and they have great common sense. They evaluate ideas for the return on investment. So basically what that means is, what are they going to get out of investing into this certain thing? Like, what's in it for them? Works best in a predictable, secure environment. Needs proof that the idea will work. So they can't just go on hope and that kind of stuff. They have to have proof before investing into something that the idea or the product or anything like that is going to work. They trust ideas that are time-tested, not trendy or experimental. Has a strong innate sense of what will work visually. So like they know how things are going to work, like visually, like how like, what's the best way to make something look good? You know what I mean? Like, how to make something look presentable. They manage people well, so they'd be like a good boss or a good, you know, manager or anything like that, because they know how to get stuff done and get stuff done the right way. Can be just the facts kind of a person. Like, sometimes they tend to think too much rationally and logically, that they forget that there are sometimes emotions behind it, and they are just too much into the facts, that they don't let their mind kind of like wander a little bit. They prefer to talk about thoughts rather than feelings, so they're going to talk more about like what they're thinking, like how they think, like new ideas and stuff like that, or stuff like that, rather than like how they feel or how their emotions are. They need to see it to believe it. So they're not the kind of people that are going to believe in like fairy tales or anything like that. Like, they need something, like they have to see it before they believe that it's real. Or if someone is doing something and they say they're not going to do it, like, you have to, like, basically, they're the kind of people you have to show. They're not going to just put their hope in you that you'll change. Likes to have a clear action plan. So they like to be structured, they like routine, they like, well, they don't really necessarily like to have like a dead set routine, but they like to have shit planned out. Like, this is how it's gonna go. Enjoys feeling productive. I mean, yeah, so yeah, they love to be productive. Like, you would think with a Taurus, they would be like, not, you know what I mean? Like, they would be more like whatever, but they love being productive. They love to-do lists. Like, they love routine, they love, you know, that kind of stuff. And for some reason, when I said the whole routine thing, I thought I was still talking about Aries, so I apologize about that. I forgot we were talking about Taurus, and yes, they do absolutely love routine and structure, and they are resistant to change, and they hate diverging from routine or plan. So if something's going on, they want it to stay according to plan. And then the next and last one is going to be Gemini. And they are a quick talker and thinker, which is mine. Mine is actually Gemini in the Mercury, which is like perfect for me because my sun sign's Gemini, so it's awesome. So quick talker and thinker, processes information quickly. Definitely, I can learn shit like that. Like, I'm quick. I'm like, okay, show me like 1 or 2 times, and I'm like, bam, already got it. Let's see. Gets bored easily. Very true. I get bored in conversation, with people, with situations. Like, I'm just like, no, like, I gotta keep that shit spontaneous, entertaining, not gonna work. Craves variety, definitely. I don't like the same thing. I like variety when I talk to people. I don't like when I feel like my life is going down the same path and it's just like repetitive. I don't like that. Always ask why, and always asks a lot of questions. I've always been like that though, like ever since I was a kid. Like, if I didn't think something was right, or if I didn't agree with something, or if I didn't understand something, like, I always was asking questions, like always asking questions, and it would annoy some people, but I was like, you know what, that's just who I is, so whatever. I talk with my hands. Yeah, I do. I'm not talking with my hands right now because I'm holding this and my leg hurts, so I'm like rubbing it, but yeah, normally I do talk with my hands a lot. Exaggerate stories. I do that a lot. And it's not that I lie about stories, I don't know, I just feel like sometimes stories can be boring, so I'm like, let me like make it seem more exciting. I am a walking Google search engine. Yeah, I'm like, basically like, we're very good at like knowing facts and knowledge and stuff like that. So it's like we know a lot of things. Very talkative, obviously. Always comes up with good ideas. Yeah, I'm very good at ideas. See, I always say that me and my wife, we're very good together because I always come up with like the good ideas and then she knows how to execute it, because that's like how water signs are. Like they're very like creative, like outwardly, but Geminis are very creative like inwardly. Like we have really awesome ideas, but we have a hard time like executing it, where Pisces are like, and water signs are like the opposite. Hands-on or visual learners. I'm definitely hands-on. I can be a visual learner, but I have to do it to learn it. Like I can't just have someone like I have to like do it myself. Has a creative and clever use of language. I mean, cuss words, I think they count. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I definitely agree with that one. Lacks patience for overly abstract or philosophical ideas. Yeah, I mean, I think like if it gets too like out there, it's kind of like, okay, like come on now, like bring it back down a little bit. And the last one is great at distilling information. So yeah, very good at just being a walking encyclopedia, if you want to know the truth. But yeah, so that is it for part 1 of Mercury in the signs, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.